Let's talk about Javonte Williams and the surprise that he's been. Where are you guys at as far as like faith in him?
Lots.
Lots of faith,
I
Scott.
got
You
lots of
feeling
faith in
good?
him. Yeah, he's. I mean, he's when they didn't draft a guy, I'm like, that's your RB1. I mean, not that I didn't think he was going to perform like this, but I'm like, that's the guy. I mean, he's the guy that can pass block. He's a guy that's the power guy that fits the scheme. When he's healthy, he's a quality back talent wise, but he's not going to be the big play guy. Granted, he's made some big plays, so you need to compliment him. That's at that point, it was looking for a compliment. I thought they would go and draft a workhorse top guy. They didn't do that, but pleasantly surprised at the efficient level he's playing, but really I shouldn't be because of Clayton Adams. You could look at his resume.
I thought you were gonna lead with that still, but
I gotta give him credit.
You giving him credit, respect. Yeah, respect.
But I shouldn't be because Clayton gets the best out of these type of guys with his scheme.
All right, let me give you guys some parameters. Then we're gonna set this to. This is the tiers that we're putting these on. So for me, number one is 2016 Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
Number two, even though the stats were better, but number two for me is 2014 DeMarco Murray.
Okay.
And then the third tier would be Tony Pollard, right around that, I guess 23, maybe
22. I think it was 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you got Rico Dowdle last year.
So I'll take him over Rico.
Above Rico.
Yes.
But I'm not to the Tony Pollard one yet.
I think so. So all right.
Fair.
For John, for what I'm glad you said this. This is a great debate. And I think what you have to do with these linebackers who want to play sideline to sideline, I do think that Cooper's a star. But Quay Walker has had his struggles. Now he looks better because Mike is there, but they were down on
Quay
him.
Quay Walker. He's number one on my list of somebody that Hoffman could draw some flags on. He can do some stuff.
Didn't he get kicked out? He got kicked out of the game last year.
Yeah,
he's a wild
card.
John, he plays like that. Card. He plays like that too. And so what I'm saying is because he plays in the middle of that defense, I want him in. Because one thing I will say about Javonte Williams, it ain't no tapping him out.
No.
Bro, the collisions with him and Byard, bro, I don't know how Byard kept coming downhill because their backers didn't want to tackle him. Like you could see it. It was Byard coming from the roof sky and filling the alley. I'm like, man, you gonna hurt yourself because Tay a big dude. And so I think where I'm at with it, as much as I do love Pollard, I think that the home run ability Pollard, yes. But what Sky's saying for Clayton Adams and how he wants to lean on you and how he's always said violence. What did he say all offseason, John? I want a violent team. Javonte Williams, ladies and gentlemen, has shown he's going to run the ball violently. So I'm kind of somewhere in that tier. No, he's not DeMarco Murray. 1,800 yards was special. I don't care who's blocking. And Zeke was the full package. But I think that with Javonte Williams, if they can figure out blue, you can have something special here, man. Because, hey, listen, Quay Walker's also a lighter linebacker. You need to run the way that Clayton Adams has designed his run game, running at them. That's what can win. But then now you need also a speed back who can change it up. Now you've been tackling this. Now we'll get a speed guy who can get in there and hit it. So, and Miles isn't going to be that. It would need to be blue. It would need to be Jadon Blue. This would be the perfect game to have that 1-2 punch.
And it could be. But that's where I'm good on the running game there. Maybe sprinkle in a little Javonte Turpin if you want. But I can tell you right now, the thing I don't want to see, there does not need to be any design runs for number 4. You don't need to turn
not against this team.
It's already looking like 2020. You don't have to seal the deal and make it 2020 for sure by doing some stupid stuff where you're having him run the football. It's not needed. Don't do that. He's 32 years old. Not necessary.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those games where, I'm not a big fan because I don't think Javonte Williams is a guy that you want to give 300 carries to in the season, 300 plus carries to in the season. But there's going to be moments where we even said this if they had a tandem. Is there a guy that you can hand the ball off to 20 plus times at some point? This is the game. This is the game where Javonte Williams will finish with 28 carries, 33 touches or something crazy like that. I know that's a lot, but I have no faith in Miles Sanders to do much of anything. Now, he's been kind of better than that first game, but, nothing to really write home about. And that's what that's what made Pollard, I think, special, is that Pollard didn't have to be 20, 25 touch a guy in 2022 because you had those carries going to Ezekiel Elliott. Well, Javonte doesn't have that two guy right now. So, I don't think he's going to be able to be as dynamic because he's not. Because those plays where he's not dynamic, you see that's not his game. He doesn't have the wiggle. He doesn't have the burst. But if he has the runway and he has a little bit of space to kind of, fit through there, he'll make it tough to bring down. That's why he's a great complimentary back. But you don't have the compliment. And, last week we ran the ball 20 times, 9 carries went to Sanders. You give 7 of those carries to Javonte, hey, who knows, right? Because those boys weren't. But you gave 9 carries. I don't need 9 carries to go to. This is the game where you got to go to grab him by the face mask. You know how the coaches do. Grab him by the face mask. It's on you, big dog. Until you can't breathe. Okay? Until you can't breathe. Like, seriously, don't come out this game until you can't breathe. And then we'll pull you out, because he's the guy that's going to have to make this a lumbering, slow game and punish these defenders up front. Run at Micah, run at Quay, run at Coop, and make them feel him, right? Pause. Make them feel him. And then by the time it gets to the end of the game, if it's close, then he might be able to break a long run.